Hi everybody, thank you for watching my video on physics. Today our discussion is on mathematics and physics. In this video you will learn the relationship between mathematics and physics. We shall use the formula for heat capacity as an example to show how you should apply your knowledge in mathematics correctly. First of all, let's recall that heat capacity C of an object is defined as the energy required per unit rise in temperature, or in more simple terms, 1 degree Celsius rise in temperature. Mathematically, C is equal to Q over delta T, where Q is the heat transfer and delta T is the temperature change. If you look at this equation purely from the view of mathematics, without taking into account the physical meaning behind, you may come to a conclusion that an increase in Q will cause an increase in C. Similarly, an increase in delta T will cause a decrease in C. Does C really depend on Q or delta T? Can we change the heat capacity of an object by increasing its temperature? The answer is no. Physics is the study of nature. We study matter, energy, and the relationship between them. Physics relies heavily on experimental results. Very often, mathematics is used in physics to represent experimental results. In fact, experiments tell us that the heat capacity of an object is a constant. Results also shows that heat capacity is independent of temperature. It is also independent of the heat supplied to it. In other words, C is independent of Q and delta T. So, what does C depend on? The answer is that heat capacity depends on the amount of substance in the object and the material that make up the object. For example, a small cup of water has a heat capacity much smaller than that of a swimming pool. A block of iron has a smaller heat capacity than a cup of water of the same mass. In summary, mathematics help us to represent the experimental results. We should always understand the physical meaning before we apply the formula. In the case of heat capacity, the factors that affect the heat capacity of an object cannot be obtained by simply looking at the formula. Instead, heat capacity depends on other factors which are not shown in the formula. I hope this video can help you understand more about how to view the formula in physics. Before we end, I would like to ask you a question to challenge your knowledge in mathematics and physics. From the formula C equal to Q over delta T, what happens if delta T is 0? Be the first to write your answer in the comments below and explain your answer briefly. You may also comment on the answers of other people. Thank you for watching.